Welcome to PA Harness Week. We are shooting on location today from Wingate Farm in Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. I'm Heather Vitale along with my co-host Mike Bozich. And you know, Mother Nature is also here. Yes, she has a presence during our shooting today.
Yes, it is certainly hot. The index is way up there. But you know, it's nice and cool in the spot we're at right now.
Yeah, no, I love it. You know what though? We still need to beat the heat. Let's get to the headlines. On today's show, as we visit the beautiful Wingate Farm, we'll chat with conditioner John Butenschoen about hot temperatures and hot to trot horses. And we'll introduce you to Deborah DeGay. We love her enthusiasm and the fact she just reached a career milestone. Plus, we have two divisions of PA Sire Stakes at Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania. And then we head to Harrah's Philly. We'll see Tim Tetrick continue to turn up the heat on the racetrack. These stories and much more on PA Harness Week.
Another major headline, the scorching temperatures in Chester, Pennsylvania. The heat index is over 110. In Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 106. And obviously, Heather, safety for the equine athletes paramount.
Yes, absolutely. There have been a lot of tracks who have adjusted their post times and even canceled their races. So everybody has to adjust their lifestyle to these temperatures, including horse trainers. So while we were here at Wingate Farm, we popped in to see John Butenschoen to talk about the warm weather and also the exciting summer stake season. All right, John, I think the obvious question is it hot enough for you?
Oh, I hate the heat. I hate the heat. I hate the cold, but I hate this. But no, it's all right.
So as a trainer, because these are extreme conditions here, and especially for 1,000-pound animals, how do you care for these horses, you know, to keep them happy and healthy?
Supplement them with what they need, make sure they're eating. If they got to spend a little more money on some GastroGuard or whatever, keep their head in the feed tub. Supplement with much of electrolyte paste. You just see Buzzy Schulte pulled up here, and I just ordered 8 cases of his electrolyte paste and another 8 tubs of his electrolytes to put in the water. So we give them 2 water buckets, one without electrolytes, one with electrolytes. Let them choose what they want to drink and make sure they stay hydrated. And then just be smart about it. You know, we start a little bit earlier. We don't train them quite as hard. Get in, we'll hose the barn down, put fans on. You know, just what we would do. You know, we want to go in a pool. You know, unfortunately, we can't get a big enough pool for all the kids to play in.
Now, you know, it is summertime, there's hot weather, but also summertime brings stake season, and it's a fun and exciting time of year. So how psyched are you?
Nervous as hell. I mean, it's exciting, yeah, but I mean, we work all winter long, and it's make it or break it time, you know. So it's nervous anticipation, hopeful optimism, and hope it don't turn into awful pessimism, you know. But yeah, I mean, we're rolling. The 3-year-olds, we've started off on a good lick with a few of them, and 2-year-olds we get going with this week. So we'll see.
I know you love your trotters, so give us a couple names of a couple horses we can look for.
I got a really nice Indiana-bred colt, San Patricio. He's dual eligible, Indiana and Kentucky. Was very happy with his qualifiers. I've got 3 PA colts that we qualified that are also dual eligible last week, and they're going to start in the All-Stars on Monday. It's Big Green, a green shoe colt, Stormy Seas, a first crop of Captain Corey, and then I've got No Freak Volo as a Father Patrick out of a family that we've had luck with, Nixie Volo and Buddy Earl and Carter's got Stella Volo, and it's a really good family, so I'm excited about them, and then got some Chapter 7s we're looking forward to. So.
All right, now to wrap up our little conversation, I need to find out, I've got a burning question, and no pun intended. Is it true that the way you got into harness racing was your dad had a few drinks one night and then bought a racehorse?
No, not just one night. My dad used to go to the bar, and he always had a few drinks. It wasn't just a few drinks once. But no, they used to go from our town into Chicago to, they had a bowling team, and they would be in a tournament, and they'd stop at Maywood, and he'd always play telephone exchange, either 815 or 568. And he hit a trifecta a couple times, and him and his buddy thought, wouldn't that be cool if by chance we showed up and we had one of our own horses racing. But anyhow, it took us a year to win a race, but the first time we raced them, I went to Maywood, got photoed out, I was, let's see, that was 75. I was 12 years old, I was hooked. So, yeah, so Dad thought it would be cool, and he had enough liquid courage that here we go.
All right. Great story. Cheers to that. Well, thank you, John. Thanks for being on the show.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
For our race of the week from Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania, let's go to the Saturday, June 21st card. There were 2 divisions of Pennsylvania Sire Stakes for 3-year-old filly pacers. Each one of those divisions had a purse of over $56,000. So in the first one, number 1, we've got Mickey and Minnie, the 1-5 favorite. She was last year's freshman filly champion in all of the United States, and she's coming off a Fan Hanover win. And then there's the 5, Rodeo Drive Deo, who was second to Mickey and Minnie last time out, and she's getting a little respect at the windows as well. Jim Baviglia has the call.
Can't See Me leads at the half, 56-3, 29-2, second panel. So indeed, Todd McCarthy was able to rate quite well there. Can't See Me by a half length. Stevie Hanover applying the pressure. Pocket belongs there to Whalen with Who Are You, and now Mickey and Minnie second over. It's about 2 off the lead, right behind the cover. Rodeo Drive Dale following her move. Inside 6th there is Sammy Jo Hanover, Tie the Knot, the trailer. The lead still 3 parts of a length for Can't See Me. Gets to 3/4, 123-2, 26-4, third panel. Can't See Me leads, but now a clear look for Mickey and Minnie. Rodeo Drive Dale following her way out wide as Who Are You drops back in 4th. They round the turn to the top of the stretch. Mickey and Minnie takes the lead away from Can't See Me. Rodeo Drive Dale coming up on her flank as these two showdown again. Mickey and Minnie. Rodeo Drive Dale with momentum. Mickey and Minnie trying to hold. Rodeo Drive Dale. Rodeo Drive Dale!
This could be a budding rivalry not only in the state of Pennsylvania, but as far as the best 3-year-old filly pacers in the country concerned. Rodeo Drive Deo coming from out of the clouds to get the job done once again at a sparkling time of 151, turning the tables on Mickey and Minnie from that Fan Hanover at Woodbine Mohawk. Rodeo Drive Deo is owned by Burke Racing, Weaver Buscemi, Beastie LLC, Jerry and Teresa, Silver, Purnell and Libby, and driven by Hall of Famer Dave Miller.
All right, I'm gonna fan myself and you two into our first break, okay? When we come back though, we've got more action from the Poconos, including our OMG segment, and we'll get to know Deborah Deguet, the French trainer who is on fire. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
In the world of standardbred racing, only one name is synonymous with this kind of success, this kind of history, this kind of greatness, this kind of legacy, and this kind of unparalleled promise for tomorrow. Proud of our past, excited about our future. You know the name, that one name. Hanover, the greatest name in harness racing.
Welcome back to PA Harness Week. I'm Heather Vitale.
And I'm Mike Bozich.
And we are wasting no time getting right back to Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania for that second division of Pennsylvania Sire Stakes for 3-year-old filly pacers. Again, the purse is $56,000. In here, the 4-5 favorite is number 3 Asphalt, and she is undefeated so far this season. But also watch out for the 1 Poppy Grad, who's the richest in the field. And oh yeah, there's number 5 Good As You, and she is looking for 4 wins in a row.
Poppy Grad back out in front by a length and a half. Asphalt back to second. Beckoning Yankee third. Good As You coming up first over now for Andrew McCarthy, and she's gaining quickly. Second over always in Hanover behind the odd cover. Then it's Michelle sixth right behind her closest foe, and on the outside getting into it there is Time of the Season. So all 7 with a shot here. Slight lead Poppy Grad, 3/4, 122-2, 27-3, third panel. panel. Poppy Grad dealing with the charge up, Good As You. Asphalt still right there in the pocket. Always Anna Hanover second over. Further back, time of the season looking to close. Top of the stretch, it's Poppy Grad with the lead. Asphalt going to move to the passing lane. Outside, Good As You dropping back a bit. Poppy Grad still holding tight here. Asphalt not gaining. It's Poppy Grad.
Well, we talked about the 151 in the first division of the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. Poppy Grad 150. She was smoking on the racetrack, brushing past favorite Asphalt early in the race and holding off all challenge as well. Poppy Grad owned by Jay Bossberger, Brent Hooper, TKO Racing, SCP Staples, Friedland Racing, trained by Steve Carter, Todd McCarthy with the winning drive.
For this week's OMG moment, we're checking out an event from Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania from the Sunday, June 22nd card. And spoiler alert, we want you to watch out for the Boss Said. Okay, now he happens to be the longest shot on the board and has post position 8 in here, the toughest spot to win from on the starting gate. But as they say, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Up front still, it is Move the Line, the half mile, 56 even, 29-3 for the second panel. They move to the back stretch straight away. Move the Line going along well. Still in the pocket there is the Boss Said. 3 wide move. San Domino goes around Hervé Hanover, and Nitro J also following that wide move. Inside there, 6th is T.H. McMurray. DP Reeler Deal way out wide, and the deep trailer is Sing for Your Supper. Move the Line, still holding them all at bay. 3/4, 123-1, 27-1. Hung up on the back stretch. Move the Line going hard there to keep the lead. Nitro J now 3 wide, moving around the charge of San Domino. The Boss Said has been just a length back in the pocket most of the race. Top of the stretch, Move the Line trying to get there. Nitro J way out wide. The Boss Said taking the short way at the pylons. It's the Boss Said taking over the late lead for Matt Kakaley. The Boss Said is 41-1.
The Boss Said blowing up the tote board. Boy, those weren't July 4th fireworks. That was the tote board that was exploding. But once again, Heather, we talked about leading drivers with long shots. It was George Napolitano, Tim Tetrick, and now it's Matt Kakaley's turn. As a matter of fact, an 84-80 winner there for Matt Kakaley, but a 42-80 winner earlier in the card, and a 62-80 winner on Saturday. That exacted, by the way, $436.20. And you know those 2 little quarters in your pocket for 50 cents? That could have got you $972.10 for the trifecta, a big-time OMG.
All right, congratulations to all the Matt Kakaley fans out there for sure. All right, we're going to pace right into our next event, again from the Poconos, and it's from the Sunday, June 22nd card. We've got a field of $25,000 claimers here. The 6-5 Bettor's Choice is number 4. What a Story, who just picked up a win at Harris Philly last time out. The 5 Captain Caveman has George Napolitano Jr. in the bike, and the 3 is Ballard Einstein, looking for his first win of 2025.
Outside Shanghai James, inside Ballard Einstein. Quick number at the half of 55-1, 28-1 second panel. They move to the back stretch. Ballard Einstein clinging to that lead, hounded by Shanghai James. 2 back to Captain Caveman. What a Story moving up now. Is going to go 3 wide and try to take over the top 2 here. Also Twice the Ice moving up about 3 off the lead. Big gap to Sudden Impact, Bovo Stefano, and Kid from the Bronx. What a Story now taking on Ballard Einstein, who's still holding to a slender lead, although What a Story advancing 3/4, 122-2, 27-1. Third panel. Fractions wrap it all the way here, as right now it's What a Story even with Ballard Einstein. Captain Caveman in the pocket. Twice the Ice about 2 back now on the outside. Top of the stretch. What a Story takes a slight lead on Ballard Einstein, who's not then fighting. Inside comes Captain Caveman way out wide. Twice the Ice. It comes down to Ballard Einstein and Captain Caveman. Ballard Einstein, Captain Caveman, a photo for the win.
Ballard Einstein went to the front, battled off favorite What a Story to a pretty swift 55-2 middle half, and still had all the answers to hold off all the challengers at the end, completing the mile in 151-1. Ballard Einstein is owned by Josh Tanis and Joe Descala, trained by Deborah Deguet. Anthony Napolitano, the winning drive. We had a chance to catch up with Deborah. Here's what she had to say. All right, Mike Bozich, PA Harness Weekly. Right now, we are joined by trainer Deborah DeGee. Deborah, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for having me.
You just recently got your 300th training win. Tell us a little bit about that and maybe some of the other milestones that you want to accomplish.
Well, thank you for mentioning it. So I just won my 300 training win. It was a thrill. I won it with All Rise, that is owned and driven by Tony Beltrami. So yeah, it was very exciting.
Deborah, let's talk a little bit about your career and how you got started in the sport of harness racing.
So I was born and raised in Normandy, France. I have been around horses my whole life. And really, I grew up around horses and fell in love with the standardbred racing. So I kept, I learned pretty much a lot in France, traveled to Sweden, then moved to America, and then I actually did a 3-month trip to Menangle, Australia, then moved back to America to open my stable.
Now, Deborah, is there any difference that you see in racing overseas versus the racing that we see here in America?
Yes, there is a lot of different things. Even regarding, obviously, here our mile track, half miles are very different. At home, we race on the bigger track, long distance, slower mile. But I should say now, the time back home has been a little bit faster. So, yeah, there's a lot of difference, yeah.
Anything that you want to accomplish, any special race that you'd like to win here in the sport of harness racing in America?
Well, obviously, the biggest race, the Hambletonian Society, will be a great race to win. But, Breeders' Crown, those type of races will be really a dream come true. But I'm sure I will get there eventually.
Deborah, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much, Deborah, and continued success. All right, racing fans, we're going to take a little breather, but when we come back, we have more sizzling standardbred action as we head to Harrah's, Philadelphia. We'll be back in a flash, so don't touch that remote.
Here's So Coffee Bean, upset minded at 12-1, moving well.
For real fun in real life, make it Mohegan. Make it rain. Make it pour. Make it chill. Or just make it up as you go. When it's time to unplug and get in on the action, make it Mohegan. Party on the Patio is back. Rock on with free concerts every Thursday all summer long. Learn more at MoheganPA.com.
Some of the top horses in the sport are born and raised in Pennsylvania.
It's really the world capital of standardbred breeding. Breeders from other states locate in Pennsylvania.
It's not a hard sell. I mean, we have a whole mess of clients that send us horses to take advantage of the program. The racing opportunities have been, continue to be, and into the future are very strong here. This is where the top stallions are. A lot of the top mares are here in Pennsylvania. It's perfect.
Welcome back to PA Harness Week with Heather and Mike. And now we are going to travel south to Harrah's, Philadelphia, and check out a race from their Sunday, June 22nd card. It's a group of $10,000 claiming pacers. The favorite is number 6, Classified Material, who has close to 200 career starts. The 2, Trey Rocket, has driver Jack Pelling in the bike, and number 8, Oh Coffee Bean, has been in amateur competition recently, and his name makes me want to grab an iced latte. Let's send it up to my co-host, Mike Bozich, for the call.
Harry Hanover by the Glovis leads it by 3 lengths up the backstretch. A car-carrying vessel, the Glovis Clipper. Up on the outside, Major Ace is third, picking up that cover. Fredneck fourth, back to the top. Harry Hanover leads by 2. Major Ace now carving into the margin. Classified Material gave up a spot. Here's Fredneck now being unleashed, picking up that cover. Oh Coffee Bean, 3/4, 123 and 4. The 1-8 for the third. Harry Hanover by 3/4 of a length. Fredneck on the outside. Major Ace along the inside. Oh Coffee Bean now angling out 3 wide. They straighten away for the stretch drive. Harry Hanover by a length. Fredneck battling in between. Up the end, Major Ace. Here's Oh Coffee Bean. Upset minded at 12-1, moving well. Far outside, Trey Rocket closing. Major Ace up the inside. Oh Coffee Bean. Major Ace. Who's it going to be? Oh Coffee Bean.
Cheers to Oh Coffee Bean. And what a heck of a drive by Tim Tetrick. Surprise, surprise, 12-1. Another good mutual on one of our leading drivers here in the state of Pennsylvania. But once again, a great drive by Tim Tetrick. A typical drive by Tim Tetrick, floating out from post 8, getting that cover in the mid part of the race, and was able to pick up the pieces towards the end and returning 27-20 to his pari-mutuel backers. Coffee Bean is owned by the trainer Hamid Breedlove and keyed a 50-cent super that paid $700+.
All right, let's stay on this Sunday, June 22nd card for our race of the week from Harris, Philadelphia. Another field of pacers here, and that includes a number 5 Belmont Royale, the even money favorite who's had a win and a second his last 2 races. And then there's the 4 What's Up Sunshine, who goes behind the gate with Hall of Fame driver David Miller at the controls.
Better Not Talk leads it by a length. Right there is second. Belmont Royale, halftime 54-1, 28 seconds for that quarter up the back stretch. Inside, What's Up Sunshine is third. Grand Cayman is fourth, beginning to float to the outside now. Petronas Star looks to shoot up an opening now. Outside, Sure Tear following cover as the outer flow is slowly developing. We're all waiting for What's Up Sunshine to get out of third. Grand Cayman moves up second over now as Better Not Talk continues to lead the way. Here comes on the outside, What's Up Sunshine. Inside, Belmont Royale third. Grand Cayman taking a chomp out of his cover. 3/4, 122-27 and 4 for the third. Top of the stretch, Better Not Talk. What's Up Sunshine in the lane. Belmont Royale awaiting clearance. Grand Cayman is fourth there in the straight. Better Not Talk has the lead still. Belmont Royale up the inside. What's Up Sunshine. Better Not Talk inside. Belmont Royale to the finish. Belmont Royale got through.
Belmont Royale was used in a tough 26-1 opening quarter. Yielded to Better Not Talk, who was the tempo setter pretty much the entirety of that race until the last couple of steps, where Belmont Royale re-rallied to get the job done at a time of 1:49.1. That was a big number. Belmont Royale is owned by Archie McNeil, William O'Donnell, NZ Racing, trained by Nifty Norman. Mark Hirschberger, the winning drive.
Okay, I told Mike it was way too hot to think this week, okay, and we should not have trivia time, but he insisted, all right? So be gentle on us.
And this is one of those situations where we find out if you, the watcher and viewer, paid attention last week to our interview with trainer Ron Burke, because Ron Burke mentioned his favorite 3 races of all time. Name one of them.
Oh, aren't you sneaky? All right, well, you guys have a chance to think about that as we go into our final break, and Mike will have the answer when we come back. Plus that, we have a blast from the past that I've seen 100 times and could watch 100 times more, featuring one of the most loved and famous horses in harness racing. So if that's a tease that doesn't keep you around, I don't know what will. All right, we're coming right back.
They come to the top of the stretch. Wara Winiti trying to launch his bid.
For real fun in real life, make it Mohegan. Make it rain. Make it pour. Make it chill. Or just make it up as you go. When it's time to unplug and get in on the action, make it Mohegan. Party on the Patio is back. Rock on with free concerts every Thursday all summer long. Learn more at MoheganPA.com.
History. It's written by winners. At Diamond Creek Farm, we're breeding champions and rewriting the history books. Diamond Creek Farm, a cut above.
Welcome back to PA Harness Week. I'm Heather Vitale along with Mike Bozich, and he has the trivia time answer for you.
That's right. And all you needed was one of them, but he mentioned 3 of his favorite races of all time. Of course, talking about trainer Ron Burke. One of them being foiled against win in the Canadian Pacing Derby at Mohawk. Another being foiled against win in the 2013 Breeders' Crown. And another being Mission Brief's world record performance at Lexington in 2014.
Okay, I take it back. I'm so happy we did trivia time because it gives me a great excuse to have the blast from the past to be the 2013 Breeders' Crown from Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania, featuring one of the greatest horses of all time, foiled again.
They come to the top of the stretch. Wara Winiti trying to launch his bid after foiled again. Pet Rock waiting for the passing lane. It's foiled again. Pet Rock charging up the rail. Modern Legend there. Foiled again. Dead Game. Clear Vision late on the outside. Pet Rock on the inside. Photo finish.
And that was the 2013 Breeders' Crown win, one of the greatest races in harness racing history. Foiled again. Game and gutsy. You know, he was the oldest horse at that time at 9 to win a Breeders' Crown event. And not only was that one of trainer Ron Burke's favorite victories, but that was also one of driver Yannick Gingras' favorite victories in an article back in 2020.
Okay, sure, watching great racing on the show is fun, but nothing beats seeing it in person, so we don't want you to miss out on the live action. Let's go over the race days and times. First, Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania. Their live action is Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Post time, 1 p.m. Sunday post time is 6 p.m. Harrah's, Philadelphia. Thursday and Friday, post time is 12:25 p.m. Sunday post time is 12:40 p.m.
And if you'd like to plunk down a couple of bucks, let's tell you where you can do it. For Harrah's, the site is pabets.tvg.com. For Pocono, it's ibetmohegan.com. And you can find free past performances at phha.org on top of the homepage.
We love interacting with our PA Harness Week fans, so please reach out to us on social media. On Facebook, we're at Harness Week, and then on Twitter X, we're at PA Harness Week. And we have a YouTube channel we know you will love.
That's right, and we've got contests going on our social media platforms. Contests go from Monday to Thursday for some great prizes, and please make sure that you message us the answer. It's very important that you message us the answer. And Heather, we've got a great prize.
Yeah, the prize this year, I love this bag so much. Look at, this is how big it is. You can actually take your fan with you. So brilliant. I love this so much. All right, I'm gonna go plug this in now, so I gotta let you guys go out there in TV land. For myself, Heather Vitale, Mike Bozich, Bruce Casella behind the camera. It's lunchtime in the barn. You might be able to hear the horses screaming and yelling, all right? So have a great day, and we'll see you next week.